Hello viewers. Today I will be talking on coronavirus, its new variant, and the immune response generated by host on entry of coronavirus, and a short talk on vaccine. When I am talking about coronavirus, first let's discuss its morphology and the protein secreted by it, expressed by it, then the host receptors which are receiving it, and the virus protein and host receptor interactions, immune response of host, variants of concern, why they are the variants of concern, what is their different in Omicron, mutations and virus biology, and a short talk on vaccines. When we are talking of coronavirus, let's first talk about its protein. What are the proteins which are present in coronavirus and how they are expressed? The proteins in coronavirus are because of the structures this virus possesses. What are the structure? What is the morphology of this virus? In this virus, we can see spikes. That is why it is called corona, because it is having a crown like spikes. Then it has an envelope. It also has membrane. It has a nucleocapsid in which there is a single-stranded positive sense RNA. So you can see the morphology of this virus, and because of these structures which are present, these can also be called, in terms of immunology, this can be called as antigenic structures. And these antigenic structures produce structural and non-structural proteins. The proteins of importance which are generating some kind of host virus interaction. In this case, first protein is S protein, which is having two subunits, S1 and S2. S1 subunit has receptor binding domain. That means that is the first which is going to receive, which will be received by a host cell. This is received by host cell, and this S2 is haptid repeats, and these repeats are the ones which will help in fusion between the host cells and the virus. This virus too have open reading frames, which is open reading frame 1A and open reading frame 1B. That means once its terminus is defined, that open reading frames through which the proteins can be expressed. These are the gene region through which RNA region through which proteins can be expressed. So these regions, open reading frame 1A and open reading frame 1B, is secreting polyproteins, that is 1A and polyprotein 1AB. Two proteins, polyproteins, are secreted by open reading frames 2. These proteins are important in mechanism of virus replication. There are 16 non-structured proteins also expressed by this virus, and it has a viral DNA and some other accessory proteins too. These are the last slide which we talked was the all equipments of virus which can cause damage to host. Yeah, equipments needed by virus to survive inside the host cell, human body. Here, you host is human. We are talking about coronaviruses which are infecting human. In this, when they enter human cell, they are entering through nasopharynx region. That is why we are being asked to cover our nose and mouth. They are entering through naso-oral region. They can enter through and cause infection. Why? If they are entering through these regions, they are infecting our cells which are expressing angiotensin converting enzymes. Angiotensin converting enzyme 2. Basically, it's 1 and 2, but here 2 is helping them. This angiotensin converting enzyme has an important role in maintaining physiology, that is blood pressure of our body. Here, what it is doing in case of when the virus is entering, it is not finding it as an enemy, because this virus spike protein is having a receptor domain in it where this receptor domain is very well welcomed by ACE2. Angiotensin converting enzyme is welcoming this receptor domain, spike protein. Now, when this virus is entering and getting in connection with ACE2, this is received, and this ACE2 in its near vicinity to have transmembrane protease serine 2. This transmembrane protease serine 2, with the help of furin molecule, this uh, breaks or brings a cleavage in spike protein, and this spike protein part S1 is the domain which is received by ACE2, and S2 is now helping and is helping in fusing with the cell membrane of host cell. So good fusion is brought about. Now the cell membrane of host cell is fusing with the spike protein of through the spike protein, and through the spike protein the virus RNA is entering inside the host cell. This ACE2 is expressed in lungs, liver, small intestine, and kidneys. All their ACE2, that is angiotensin converting enzyme, is present. ACE2 is present in all lungs, liver, small intestine, kidneys. That is epithelial layer, cell layer. This enzyme is expressed. Now you see that ACE2 is present, and this ACE2 is being fooled by the virus spike, and it is getting very friendly with the spike of virus, and the spike is getting cleaved into two parts, one part which is binding with the ACE2, and other part which is fusing with the cell membrane and injecting the viral genome inside a cell of upper respiratory tract, nasopharynx. It is again gaining entry through nasopharyngeal region. Once it enters inside the host, now the virus is now injected inside the host cell, that is the upper respiratory tract and nasopharyngeal area. In the cells of these lining of these tissue lining, these virus gets multiplied, and it is being multiplied there, and once it is multiplied, it comes out, and it starts traveling towards lower respiratory tract. While it is traveling through while it is traveling to lower respiratory tract, at that moment innate immune cells if this virus is get noticed by our innate immune cells. Now remember, in the last class I told you innate immune cells are non-specific. They usually function through secretion of cytokines, and their granules contains granules helps in phagocytosis, and even some of them secretes interferons. They can kill virus infected cells. So once the viral proteins are recognized by immune cells, they try if a natural killer cell is present, it will produce interferon to kill the virus. We know that interferons are antiviral. And interferons have antiviral properties. So once interferons will be secreted, these viruses will be killed. Now virus is very smart. It is containing so many proteins, not only spike protein. Spike protein was for fusion. Virus is containing lot many structural and non-structural proteins. And what happens? This structural and non-structural proteins of this virus shuts down the machinery of our cells, which were going to secrete interferons. If interferons would have been secreted, this virus would have been killed, and our immune cells would have won. Enemy would have been evaded. Evasion of enemy would have taken place. So, but this virus is escaping this innate immune system, innate immune response through its proteins, which are shutting down the machinery of production of interferons by our innate immune cells. But one thing which they are not doing is they are just shutting down the machinery of production of interferons. But these cells, innate cells, are able to call their other immune cells to the site where they think virus is there, enemy is there. So they send signals. So cytokines are produced, signals are produced so that more cells could rush there, more immune cells could rush there. This in the tissues, when they are traveling, these viruses are traveling, they are noticed by dendritic cells. I told you about dendritic cells also in my first lecture, that these dendritic cells have toll-like receptors, net-like things to catch enemy. So these toll-like receptors have pattern recognition receptors. They can recognize certain patterns, which can be antigens, which can be enemy. So they have pattern recognition receptors. Through this, these toll-like receptors, that toll-like receptor 3, 7, and 8 specifically helps in recognizing the virus, and then it helps in enhancing in production of interferons. So this is helping to produce interferon and to kill virus. But in this case, what happens? Interferon quantity that has to be produced is not the one required, and virus is still replicating, and virus is shutting down the machinery of production of interferons by other cells, and other cells are sending signals to more cells to rush to that place of and attack the enemy. So monocytes who are traveling in blood, macrophages which are present in the tissues itself, neutrophils, and several other even adaptive immune cells are rushed to this place. Because I told you that when innate cells are working and they are not able to control the enemy, in the same they present the enemy to adaptive immune cells also. Adaptive immune cells are T cells and B cells. They present the enemy to adaptive immune cells too. And here antigen presenting cells are dendritic cells, macrophages. They all present the antigen. Here what is happening? Antigen is not presented the way it has to be presented. That means antigen is having the machinery to kill those cells which are doing the function, which are involving in killing the virus. Virus is having the machinery to stop that cells. They are using their machinery to replicate, but they are not allowing, viruses are not allowing the immune cells to do their function in a channeled manner. But lot of chaos is there, cytokines, lot of cytokines are there. So pro-inflammatory cytokines are already there, but they are not able to do the role of killing the virus. And in this process, one more thing happens, that T helper cells are also gets activated, and they are the cells of adaptive immune response. Antigen presentation we have not studied in detail, but it's a very interesting topic. I will be telling in my next classes. T helper cells are the cells which will help in production of B lymphocytes. This is a very interesting cycle, how T cells help in production of B lymphocytes, and how B cells then attack and produce monoclonal kind of antibodies are formed. Very interesting topic. Here, they are trying to attack and recognize the virus. But virus is having another machinery and proteins. Virus, I told you in initial slide only, they have so much of proteins which are inhibiting the proper role of immune system, and they are escaping our immune system. Even cytotoxic T cells are recruited to come and fight. And what they start doing, they start killing the cells which are infected with virus. Now, lot many cells have been now, if you consider the virus has moved to a lower respiratory tract, that means it has gone to lungs, and then this cytotoxic T cells, when get activated, it start killing the lung cells. So severe breathing problems, severe deficiency of oxygen takes place, and even the B cells or plasma cells are able to recognize viral proteins, and they too produce antibodies. But the antibodies are not the antibodies are produced at such a late stage that the virus has already captured the lung. The lung cells are being killed. So that is causing so much of deaths because of the pulmonary problems. This is because of the delayed or loss of production of interferons, and cytokine shower is also there. So many cytokines have rise, they were not able to kill virus, but they destroyed their own machinery. This is being the mechanism all these corona SARS-CoV viruses are doing. And WHO have identified the viruses which are the variants of concern. Why we are calling them variants of concern? There are two nomenclature given to this corona SARS-CoV viruses, and one nomenclature is variant of interest. That means, or they are they are variant of interest because they are causing they have to be studied. We have to know more about them. What is the difference between variants of concern and variant of interest is the amount of infection and pathogenicity and transmissibility. These three things are when it's too high level, and we have to control it. That in that condition, the variant become variant of concern. So this variant of concern first were named on the basis of the region where they were first detected. Then it was decided that international nomenclature was done, and it was decided that these will be named on the Greek letters. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, Greek letters, and they were detected alpha in UK for the first time, beta in South Africa, gamma in Brazil. Delta was detected first in India. And then today, when I'm making these, talking about these viruses, Omicron is the latest one. On 4th November 2021, Omicron is the latest one, which is detected in South Africa. This was detected on 24th or 23rd November. It was reported on 23rd November, first case. So on 4th December, it has been spread to many countries. I have a slide which is not here, but now the cases are reaching to many countries. So what is Omicron? Omicron, as reported in various papers, I have got the information. I've collected the information by reading many papers. All of them references are there, and I'm thankful to those references. And there I got this, that it had about 50 mutations. Omicron has 50 mutations, out of which 26 to 32 is in spike proteins, so many mutations in spike proteins, and 10 mutations of high relevance in different structural and non-structural proteins. There is deletion of non-structural because it has 1 to 16 non-structural proteins. So deletion of 6 non-structural protein is also there, and there are certain mutations in other protein structure also. If there are mutations, what is going to happen in virus biology? Mutations are important. Sometimes these mutations, why mutations are taking place? Mutations are for survival. Even there is a survival and fight for existence. So we are more concerned, and this is variant of concern. Omicron is variant of concern. We want to see the mutations in Omicron in the light of the pathogenicity it can generate, infectivity, how infective it is, transmissibility, and antigenic structures, what antigenicity, what else antigenicity it is carrying. Since the vaccines which are made were made according to the study and structure of, basically, since we are saying that the spike protein is the one which is first one to be friendly with ACE receptors. So if we just think, how can we stop this binding of ACE? ACE receptors are present in human body. They are there. This ACE receptors will be making friends with spike proteins. Now this spike protein was the one which was studied, and neutralizing antibodies against these spike proteins were studied and were tried. And when vaccines were also being studied, and vaccines which have come into the market was against this spike protein, whether it was mRNA based vaccine or it was adenovirus based vaccine. I'm not going into the details of vaccine, that will take another lecture, whole lecture. But these vaccines were made and were they were somehow to the changes in spike protein. If the spike protein is what protein is, just a chain of amino acids. If the vaccines which are made were according to the spike proteins which were studied of all these variants, and that studying this variant, this vaccine was generated. Concern is the mutations have taken place in spike protein. How already vaccinated individuals will respond to them, and how the already already infected people are going to respond to this new virus. Third concern is, if this virus is very it has lost its transmissibility, if it's not so transmissible, so infectious or not. All this till today, this have to be studied. It needs lot of data, surveillance. What we at this stage, after knowing how it is escaping our immune response, can do is still cover ourselves with mask, get vaccinated. Yes, vaccine is very important because it is protecting, it is generating memory against this viral spike protein. Memory cells are there to fight before it enters. Thank you so much.